Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Rohan. If you don't know me, I'm a fifth semester medical student in a Caribbean medical school called Ross University, which is located in Barbados. I was born in America, Houston, Texas to be exact, and I've lived there most of my life, moving a couple different spots. But I've never lived outside the country until I went to medical school about a year and a half ago now. I'm in my final semester of basic sciences. And after this semester finishes, and I hopefully pass, I will pass, manifesting it, praise God, I will move back to America and do my clinical rotation somewhere, probably Florida, that's what I'm leaning towards. That's the plan. After I finish clinicals, I will apply to residency. I will hopefully get something related to psychiatry or something like that. That's kind of my idea right now. I want to do psychiatry. I think it's up to change. It could change, but psychiatry is what I want to do right now. And then we'll see what happens. But I want this video to be about something that I think is so important that I never saw any Caribbean student talk about in any YouTube video. It is just how it's like moving from America or some other country to another country like Barbados and doing med school here. There's so many things you can talk about, so many things to get into, but I think the biggest thing for me was the fact that I was just so isolated in a way from everything I knew. Now, everyone is different. Some people might not feel that way because they had different life circumstances, or they lived in an area similar to Barbados, or they've already moved to a different country for school before. One of my roommates, in fact, he was from a different country, and he moved to to America for college. And so him being in Barbados is not that much different because he was still away from his family. He's still separated. He still is, but he's not alone because he has me, he has other roommates, he has friends, but he's alone in the sense that he's not with his family. That is probably the biggest and the hardest thing to get acclimated to when you move to Barbados for school. That is what I'll say. One thing that I just looked here because I looked at my journal. One thing that has been instrumental to keeping me grounded and aware of what I'm feeling and my thoughts is just to have a journal and write in it whenever I need to. I'll get raw here for a second. The first day of coming back for fifth semester, which is this semester I'm in right now, the first day of coming back, I had this weird anxiety, this weird feeling of, oh my gosh, what's next? I don't know how to deal with anything going on. This is my last first day. A whole slew of emotions. I'm so grateful that I have a journal where I can write down my thoughts and get my thoughts somewhere out there on paper. So that way I can process it better and sleep better. I wasn't able to sleep that whole night. The first day I came back, I wasn't able to sleep that whole night. That had never happened to me at all throughout my whole career being in medical school. I had always been able to sleep, but that night I wasn't able to. And having a journal saved me in a way. And there's a lot of things you could say. This YouTube channel is kind of like a journal. In fact, I have a new series called the Fifth Semester Diary, Fifth Semester Journal, where I talk about my fifth semester experience because it's widely considered the hardest semester here at my school at Ross. Journaling keeps you grounded. Calling home, calling friends, calling close ones and loved ones, that has also kept me calm, at peace, grounded. If you asked my roommates what I was doing half the time when I was at home, they would tell you I was on a call with my family or with a close friend or with my brother or with some random person that I just thought to call, stuff like that. So what is it like living in Barbados? It's amazing. It is probably one of the best things I've ever done for myself, if not the best thing. Moving to a new country, learning so much about yourself, growing in ways you never knew you could grow. Wow. Unbelievable. If you thought college was one thing, Med school in a different country is like college experience on steroids because everyone lives right next to each other. No one commutes to some other home where their parents live. No one is close to their parents. Everyone lives right next to each other, at least at my school. Everyone lives in this one village called Coverly. It's not a city, it's not a town. It's just a place called the Villages of Coverly. It really is an amazing experience that I'm so grateful I've had and I'm living. But with that being said, there's always going to be some scary things, some feelings of negativity with change. Everyone changes. It's part of life. No one is the same person, no one is the same version of themselves throughout their whole life. You evolve, you adapt, you grow, you change, you flower, you become a better version of yourself throughout the whole step of the way. You can learn new things about other people, about yourself, about the way you react. It's just how things go. But if you are looking to move to Caribbean school or some school that's in a different country or a very different place from where you live, this could even apply to college. I would say that what you should do, you should be open to that change. You should feel free and feel like you and try new things, do new things, experience life. Because how many people can say that they went to medical school in Barbados? Not many people. Not many people. So it really is what you make of it, Life in Barbados is amazing. It is some of the best times I've ever had. I've met some of my closest friends here. And I sometimes I'm shocked at how much I've grown, really, and how many things I've tried, how many new things I've done, how many experiences I've had that I just never would have had if I stayed in America and kept trying to apply to an American school and eventually getting in a year or 2 years later than I am now, and waiting and working in some job in an ER or something. I'm not saying those are bad things, but it's just not the life I live. And I only know my own life. And I'm very grateful for my own life. So that's all I can say. I could go into so many details telling you that, oh my gosh, this is something amazing I did, or this was just some great fun time that I had. There's so many things I could say. This beach was so amazing, blah, blah, blah. But it really is, sometimes you just have to live life your own. You can only learn so much by watching other people. You have to live your own life. You have to make your own experiences, grow in your own way. If you leave this video with anything, I want you to know that I want you to live the life you want to live. And if that means going in a little bit of debt and working towards becoming a physician that you really want to do, you really want to be an amazing doctor, I would tell you to take that leap. I have a video call on that where I go into depth about that stuff, but what can I say? What can I say, man? You gotta do what you gotta do. I know you can do it, right? What else is there to say? Not too much else. Thank you for watching. Peace.